What's going on, everybody? I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I'm going live. I just released a new book. It's a children's book. It's called What Friends Do. Now, I originally had this idea when my kids were first born. They were going at it pretty heavily. But now I have a roommate, and her daughter, she has autism, and my daughter, she has mental delays. So I was inspired to write this book for kids with mental delays and kids in general, because kids find it hard to make friends. And there are a lot of benefits for making friends. And there are a lot of benefits for kids making friends. And so I wanted to explore some things, give kids an idea of some things that friends do, because I found that without examples, kids don't really know. And think about it. As kids, we didn't really know what the heck a friend was or what friends do. We just figured, hey, I like this person. They cool with me. I guess they my friend. But I find it that kids nowadays, they don't have really much an idea or pretty much an example of what friends do. So I wrote this book, and it's available on Amazon, and it's also available on my page, Zakia McCoy, the author, in the shop. And it's only $1, and it's got pictures in it showing some ideas of what friends do. Now, a friend is a person who knows you and who bonds with you and has mutual affection. Now, trying to explain this to children is a very difficult thing, because kids don't know what the heck you're talking about. Mutual affection. What is that? So in the book, there is a section where it says, friends show that they care. And you'll see two girls. A friend is crying, and her friend is hugging her. It's something simple, something easy, but it's something that kids can look at and say, okay, I understand. And now, what a friendship means to a child is the strength and the bond of a friendship between two people that can give your child life skills that they can use in everyday life. So if your child knows how to make friends, if they know how to share, they can grow with a sense of working with others. Now, if you've ever been to a work environment where you have to work around each other, you have to work with each other, and you've noticed that person that just does not fit in, that just cannot work on any projects with anybody, that just cannot coexist in the real world, that's because they didn't learn at an early age how to engage and share and be comfortable in the space with others. Now, also, if your kids learn how to care for others, like we were just talking about earlier with showing your kids how to care for other human beings outside of your family, because kids already have it built in them that, okay, you're my mom, you're my dad, you're my sister, you're my brother. I am supposed to love you. I'm supposed to care for you. But when it's somebody outside of them, they don't really feel the need to share that or show that. And if you teach them how to care for people, then they'll learn a sense of empathy for others. And now kids who learn how to play together, that means, playing with toys or sharing or being comfortable in the space, doing activities together, they learn great social skills. Now, my child, she's a bit of an overcarer. She's one of those kids that likes to be in your face, and she loves a lot. And now I love that about her, because that gives her a great sense of personality. She's not scared of being social. But for kids on the opposing side of it, who are not so out there and not so open, it gives them a little bit of a standoff personality. And this affects my child because she doesn't understand that. So what we're trying to teach her is certain boundaries. and what friends should do. And if your friend tells you, okay, I don't want to play right now, you should be able to understand and accept that. And by teaching them how to play together, that gives them those social skills that they need to go out in the world and be able to understand those social cues. Now, when kids with special needs make friends, it's harder because everybody has different quirks and different things that they can't understand or learn without examples. So I decided that writing this book will give them some pictures and get them the sense to understand, this is what friends do. My friends can hug me. And if my friend doesn't want to hug right now, I should be okay with that. Now, my kids inspire me to write most of my writing. Let it be poetry, children's book, or what have you. But this one comes close to home because, again, my roommate's daughter and my daughter, they love each other, but they don't get along. And I think it's because they don't always know what friends do. And, what better way to show them examples than kids their age sharing a friendship. They have picture examples. They have the words. Now they just need to put it to action. Now, growing up, I was the oldest, so I had to learn everything from my mom. Now, the thing with that is adult relationships have already gotten to the point where they don't show caring all the time, or they're not as verbal. You don't see them sharing as much. So adult friendships are different. So it's easy for my roommate and I to show them, okay, this is my friend, this is what I do, but they don't see anybody their age. When they see someone their age on their level conducting themselves in a certain way, it makes it a lot easier for kids to learn and pick up on these things. Now, when they're in school, they pick up on certain things and cues, but not every kid around them is friendly or going to be friendly. So I feel like this book will start the conversation. And again, this is What Friends Do. This is a children's book that I've published, and I put it up on Amazon, and it's available in my shop. And I want you guys to check it out. Now, I know there have been a lot of people asking me questions about what kind of writing I do and why should you purchase my book. I write everything. And if this is not an example of me writing everything, I don't know what is. Now, I have chapter books online as well, but this is my first published children's book. I'm working on a few other children's books, but I needed to get this one out because I felt a desperate need to make sure that my kid understands as well as other people's kids, because our kids are growing up in a society where friendship is not necessarily encouraged. And growing up, I knew that I had my family, but it was also a great feeling to have someone outside of my household or someone outside of my bloodline who can understand anything I was going through or understand what was going on in my world, because these are my peers. When you have people on your same level, or just one person on your same level that you can confide in and you can go to and you can have shared experiences with, that's not related to you. So it's not an obligation. That builds your spirit and it makes you thrive. It gives you all of these things that makes you want to say, I can go out into the world and be a great person today. Now, I know that friendship is not always encouraged because sometimes there can be a bad influence. But I feel like if you give your kids the tools that they need and showing them examples and giving them great ideas, I feel like they will definitely pick up on that and they will do positive things. Now, I have quite a few friends in my life who I look to for a push or who I give advice to. And if I didn't know how to nurture certain relationships, or when to let certain relationships go, I think I would be in a worse place in my life. Let me say that. Because having good friends around you gives you a great stability. Because you can feed off of each other. You feed off of each other's energy. Now, I read an article where there were two sets of friends. Friends that grew up together, and they're near mid-30s now, and their kids who have been friends since they were born. Their parents had them around each other. Now, with the relationship of the older people who grew up together, they went to college together. They pushed each other to start businesses. They pushed each other to meet their spouses. And it wasn't jealousy. It wasn't built out of envy. And the children, they were very polite. One of them showed the other one how to eat, table etiquette. The other showed the other how to build things. So it's a positive energy that you can feed off. And it gives you the idea that, hey, if my friend can do it, I can do it. Whereas if you have your siblings, it's always going to be a sibling rivalry, or that feed, like, okay, my sister did it, so I have to do it this way. I have to do it better. And I don't know why that is, because I have a lot of siblings, and there's always that need to compete. But with friends, a lot of the times I find that that's where you find your happy place. That's where you find your me, your mode, your peace. And so I want to encourage my children and children alike to grow and learn how to make friendships. And I feel like if they read my book, based off of my experience with my child and my roommate's daughter, as well as other children that my kids have met, I feel like this will give them the tools they need to start with to make these connections, because they have examples. They get to see pictures. They get to get the idea in their head that, hey, they're hugging, so I should be okay with hugging my friend. Hey, they're sharing. Let's share. It's nothing wrong with playing with other kids. And I feel like with these tools, they will grow. So if you have the chance, you can download What Friends Do right to your Kindle, whatever your mobile device is, Kindle, tablet, cell phone, whatever. And you can read it to your kids tonight, or you can have your kids read it to you. It's a very simple, easy book. And if you get the physical copy, it's actually an activity book. I want your kids to be able to draw their own personal friendships, their own personal relationships. So they'll be able to say, hey, that's what me and my friend do. That's what these people are doing. I can do this. This is very simple. So if you want, you can take the links from this live feed or go to my author's page, Zykia McCoy, the author. You can also go to Amazon and just type in Zykia McCoy, and you can purchase the book. Again, it's only $1, and it's called What Friends Do. And I thank you in advance for your support, and my kids will greatly appreciate your support in their mom, as well as supporting them, because everything I do for them. And I want to thank you guys for participating in this live today. And I know it says 1:30, but I'm ending it early because I'm taking my kids out. It's spring break, and they want to enjoy the rest of their spring break before they head back to school. So I want to thank you all for participating, and I hope you guys go get the book, and I hope you read to your kids, and we encourage our kids to grow. Have a good day, you guys.